I sat alone in that darkened room. My only companion was a flickering candle that sat solemnly on the mantel of an old fireplace that had seen better days. The room was completely empty. It was devoid of the clutter that life often brings. I strained to see through the darkness. All I could make out were long, restless shadows that were cast on the walls. The dim light seemed to struggle against the darkness that filled the room. I didn't know how I got here. I couldn't tell if I was awake or lost in a nightmare. I remembered someone screaming. There was a commotion. I felt a sharp pain. Then I was here. In the corner of my eye, I thought I saw shadowy figures dancing in the flickering light. I turned, only to see that I was alone. I felt a cold chill brush across the hairs on my neck, and I quickly turned, causing the chair that was holding me to creak and groan. But there was nothing behind me, apart from my shadow sitting silently, staring back at me. My gaze lingered, as though I recognized a long-forgotten friend. I thought I saw it move, and I leaned closer, unable to pull away. I felt myself fading, as though I was becoming shadow. I was overcome with peace and dread, both competing for my attention. I stood on the edge, ready to fall, when my trance was broken by a cold chill. Suddenly the oppressive silence was shattered. A voice, hoarse and brittle, called out my name. My eyes searched desperately for the source. A shiver ran through my body as I saw the outline of a figure that stood where the light could not touch. Again the chilling voice called out my name. I sat there, too afraid to move, not even daring to blink for fear that I may provoke it in some way. My mouth slowly opened, and I felt the air building in my lungs, as though words were forming, but not a sound left me. I heard a tired creaking as a footstep pressed down on the old wooden floor. I shivered. It was a strange kind of cold that had me in its ice-like grip. "Your time has come," the voice spoke once more, followed by a second slow step. I was overcome with a feeling to run away, but my body was no longer my own. It did not respond to my commands. It just sat there, patiently, waiting for the inevitable. Then another step, and another. The light of the candle suddenly grew brighter and pushed back the shadows. Shards of bright light shot towards the figure and surrounded it in a shimmering cage. For a brief moment, the figure stopped. It lingered, and everything froze with anticipation. I thought I heard a cruel laugh, as a cold wind from nowhere twisted through the room and took the fight from this little candle. Its light now extinguished, it left the room devoid of hope, and as my eyes strained in this empty blackness, I felt a whisper in my ear. "Your time has come." I fell into darkness as I was carried away to another place, in another time. I no longer remember who I once was beyond that room. That life has been lost to me. I now wandered a broken land under a blood-red sky. This place was an echo of life, a twisted and corrupt insult to all that was good. The barren lands stretched out endlessly, scattered with dead trees, their tormented and twisted branches crying out for salvation, but none would be found in this place. The figure that once had me in its cold grip was no longer here. Its sole purpose was to carry me to this place, but I now long for it to return, in a vain hope that it would end this torment. My only companion were the screams that filled this place, a bittersweet knowledge that I was not alone. Then I heard her voice. She rose above the rest, as though she called out to me. A flicker of a memory rushed over me. I knew that voice. I knew her. I remembered.